You will find a way. Hello and welcome to your reading for the upcoming week. Let's first and foremost establish the theme of the upcoming week with the Gipsy cards. And let me actually also, before seeing the Gipsy card, just pull one tarot card as well. Okay. So before we dive in, let me remind you that I offer personal readings. So if you have a question that you would like to analyze with the tarot, you can go to my website and book a reading there. Also, if you enjoy my videos, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you leave a comment because I love reading your comments. Okay. So, the theme is love. Okay, so that's a classic. That's great. And the devil. All right. That's also a classic, but not in a really joyous way. I would say it's more along the lines of a toxic companion that you cannot really get rid of. So what happens when there's love and there's also this devilish energy, which in this particular deck, this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So in this particular deck, the devil looks kind of cute, non-threatening, and cuddly. But we know the devil. We know that he has a way of making things awkward. So what happens in love relationships that are permeated by and sometimes even defined by the energy of the devil? So the first thought that I'm sure crosses your mind as well is that there are certain relationships in which two people come together and almost immediately there's this sick dynamic where they start to feed off of each other energetically in a really toxic way, in a negative way. And such relationships have a tendency to be really tempestuous and contentious. And they have very little to offer to the individual apart from the toxicity and the drama and the addiction that we all on some level enjoy from time to time because we are curious. The allure of toxic relationships is that we as human beings are incredibly inquisitive and we want to see the extremes, the polarities, the weirdness, the bizarre experiences that life has to offer. So every now and then we will end up in situations like this. So there's no need to put yourself down if perhaps you are currently involved in such a relationship. There's nothing wrong with you. You just ended up exploring the dark edges of existence and you're basically on an adventure that is not leading you anywhere pleasant or very useful in the long term, but it's an experience nevertheless. And you can choose the attitude of wanting to examine it and learn from it, and hopefully getting away from it as soon as you can. I want to tell you a little story. Just the other day, as I was sitting here by my desk reading, I heard a very unsettling noise coming from the streets. It was a boy crying very intensely, and a girl yelling. And so I looked out the window and I saw these two really young kids, teenagers, going at it. The girl seemed to be terrorizing the boy, yelling at him from up close and saying really nasty things. And the boy was just hysterical, crying. And the girl subsequently left him there. And I just stood there observing the whole dynamic, and I saw him pacing up and down, not knowing what to do, deliberating whether he should call the girl or not. And he ended up calling her and begging her to come back, when just a couple minutes ago she was being aggressive, and she did all these really kind of abusive things to him. So that's just a slice of life kind of impression that I wanted to share with you, and my thoughts regarding this scene. So my first thought was to go to the street and help him and explain to him, that what he's going through is not normal, that he's in a relationship that, at least based on my estimation from my window, based on those few moments that I saw, I think it's just not healthy what's happening. So I wanted to do that, but then I reminded myself that I shouldn't be a nosy witch that interferes with people's lives. So I decided to stay, and I just was really hoping that he will learn on his own without me having to narcissistically interject myself into this crisis. So I decided to trust his intelligence and his inner guidance to figure out a way out of this eventually. And so something similar is coming up for me now, that whether you are on the inside of a toxic relationship that you somehow seem to be glued to, unable to get away, or whether you're a friend or family member from the outside looking in, not being able to make sense of what this whole thing is about, why this person is reluctant to break up with the other who is being abusive, or perhaps both parties are being problematic, who knows. So I would like to pull one card to help in both situations, to give you some guidance. And Here's the chariot, another major arcana card. And this is telling me that one of the defining features of being human is having this incredible involvement with our choices, our decisions, this highly intense and deeply ingrained belief that the choices that we're making are ours, that we are the captains of our ship, that there's such a thing as free will. And even if we are making decisions that ultimately harm us, we are the ones making them. And so there's this idea of freedom being found in the choices that we make for ourselves. And perhaps there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm getting here is that people are kind of like objects hurtling through space on a trajectory that is really hard to change. It's not impossible, but it's really difficult. So when you're trying to change somebody else, it's as though you're up against the entire system of the universe, of the cosmos, all the natural laws that govern the movement of this object that is external to you, and you have essentially no power to divert it. So, although this is a frustrating and somewhat disappointing truth, I wanted to share this with you. People who are trying to change your toxic friends, or friends who are suffering in toxic situations, rather. This is just something that you need to respect. The right and the authority of each person to run towards whatever fate they have chosen. And to those of you who are in these situations, well, you have a different position, because essentially the chariot is saying that you can move mountains, you can accomplish incredible things, seemingly impossible things, with the power of your will and dedication and commitment. So even if right now it seems like an impossible feat to escape your situation, remember that it all comes down to your brain telling your body to move your legs and walk away, to move your hand, your fingers, to tap the block button or what have you. And it all comes down to the forcing of your body to do what you want it to do, just like in sports, or just like in situations of extreme survival and hardship and adversity. It is mind over matter, and it is within your hands to essentially take control of your body, ignore your thoughts, ignore your emotions, and make your body move away from harm. So it's easier said than done, but It's not impossible. I myself have done it before, and it really feels like you're a robot and you're instructing yourself to act against your instincts or your emotions. But if you can do it, if you can stick to it, eventually it's going to get easier. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting me in any way, shape, or form. Good luck to you. See you next time.